So, a very good evening to all of you. I can see a lot of people joining in. First of all, I welcome you all for opting this particular course. And today is our first session, which is a problem solving session. Uh, my role would be here to try to solve your problems, your issues which you are facing with respect to the content or with respect to the use of NPTEL sessions. Since today is our first class, or you can say first probably session, we do have a quick round of introduction. Uh, I'll start first, and I would request one by one to please introduce yourself. This usually helps us in the previous sessions as well. We have done this thing, and it gives us a good clarity and good idea about the kind of diversity we have in our group, so that we can try and explain in better suited examples, and it will also help me in trying to attempt to solve those questions. So I'll quickly brief about myself. My name is Abhishek Srivastav, and I'm a PhD scholar at IIT Roorkee at Department of Design. Before joining PhD, I was okay. Talking about my educational qualifications, I did my Bachelor's of Architecture and Masters of Industrial Design from School of Planning and Architecture, New Delhi. And after that, I worked for almost 8 years in industry, uh, wherein I worked at Infosys at Think Design. After that, this entrepreneurial mindset generated, and I started my own company. Dhruv, Karani, I think, please, you need not present your screen as of now. You may please stop sharing. Okay. So I had a company called Vilava Design, which was a design consultancy. And after that, I started my journey as a teacher. So I joined in three to four design institutions where I taught as an assistant professor. And at that moment, I decided to become a student once again. So I joined the PhD. So that's a brief introduction of myself. Now, what I'll do is I'll invite you all one by one. Uh, so, in the same order in which I can see in my screen. And yes, so we have Aditi Kalsaria. Aditi, it can be a very brief introduction. Your name, your organization, whether you are a student or you are a working professional or you are a retired professional, and some brief background. The location probably will also help us in certain way. What is your hometown or where you are, joining this meet? So, Aditi, do we have you here? Okay. Arya Sud Das.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Arishita Das, and
So,
I am
just
now.
one request. When you are introducing, probably I would want everybody to please turn on your video so that we can see each other, and especially at the introduction, if you don't have any issue, any problem, you may please turn on your cameras so that we can see all the participants, and then you can please continue.
Sir, there are some issues in my camera, so I can't
Okay, if there
hide
are
that.
issues, then no problem. You can please proceed. Yes.
I am a student, and I am doing my BTech in Electrical and Electronics Engineering from Silicon Institute of Technology, Bhubaneswar, Odisha.
You are in which area here, Arya Sud?
Sir, I am from third year.
You're in third year. And which place in Orissa you said?
Yes, sir, Bhubaneswar.
Bhubaneswar. Okay. Welcome.
Thank you.
Uh, go to the next one. Uh, Ashkin Sandalia.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please a very brief and quick introduction. And if you can turn on your camera.
Um, Sorry, sir, cannot turn on my camera. Is it fine?
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. So I'm a BSc student, third year student at MS Ramaya College in Bangalore, and I'm currently pursuing BSc in biotech.
BSc in biotech.
Yeah.
You are based out of Bangalore right now.
Yeah,
Okay, okay. Most welcome, Ashkin.
thank
Uh,
you, sir.
we have Aditi. Can you hear me now? Aditi? Okay. Um,
Yes.
yes, yes. Aditi, if you can please introduce yourself.
So my name is Aditi Kalsaria and I'm from SRK, Sarvajanik University's Institute SRK, and I'm a BSc IT student,
Okay. Which year you are in currently?
first year.
All right, all right. Welcome, Aditi.
Thank
Darshan?
you, sir.
Darshan Mandavia? Mandavia. Darshan Mandavia. Do we have Darshan?
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
I am from Sri Ramakrishna Institute, Sarvajanik University, BSc IT, first year.
Okay. So Aditi is your batchmate?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Most welcome. Dhruvi? Dhruvi Karani? Fenil? Fenil Cheta? Okay. Then we have Jay Devgania. Jay Devgania.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Yeah, yeah. Please. Brief introduction about you.
I'm Jay Devgania from SRK College, Sarojini University, Surat. First year in BSc.
Okay. Okay. Uh, Jemish Brahmabhat.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
My name is Jemish Brumbat. I am study in second year in BTech Automobile Engineering, and I am study in Pandit Deendayal Petroleum University, Gandhinagar, Gujarat.
Okay. Welcome, Jemish.
Thank you, sir.
Kashish. Krili Surti.
Hello, sir. Can you see me?
Yes, Krili. Please introduce.
This is Krili Surti. I am from Surat, Gujarat, studying in first year BSc IT from Sri Ramakrishna Institute.
So, has your teachers forced you to join this course, or you by yourself you are
No,
motivated to join?
no. Actually, they gave brief introduction about few courses. We
Okay.
had to opt any one of them, and so most of us are from that college only.
Okay, okay, okay. So basically, it's a requirement of your academic curriculum that you need to take one NPTEL course, is it?
Yes, multidisciplinary
All right.
subject.
Okay, got it, got it. Welcome, Preely.
Thank you, sir.
Krishna Surti.
Yes, sir. My name is Krishna Surdi and I'm studying Sri Ramakrishna Institute and I have taken BSc in first year.
Okay, welcome, Krishna.
Thank you,
Love,
sir.
Love Gavani.
Yes, sir. My name is Lav Gabane. I am from Ramakrishna Institute, BSCCS from
Which year?
Surat. First year.
Okay, okay, welcome, Love. Mansi Panda. Mansi.
यस सर गुड इवनिंग
Good evening, Mansi.
हाँ यस सर बोलो
आप, आपका इंट्रोडक्शन.
माय नेम इज मानसी पांडव फ्रॉम रामकृष्ण इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ सूरत सार्वजनिक यूनिवर्सिटी FY BSc IT
Okay, which year? Mansi.
FY फर्स्ट ईयर सर
First year. Okay, okay,
हाँ
fine.
ओके थैंक यू
Thank you. Mansvi Dholia. Meet Shah.
Good evening, sir. My name is Meet Shah. I am from Surat, Gujarat, and I am studying in SRKI Sarvajanik University, BSc IT first year student.
Okay, welcome, Meet.
Thank you, sir.
Murtaza Bora.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My name is Murtaza Vora. I am also from Surat, Gujarat. I am studying in Sri Ramakrishna Institute, Sarvajanik College, and I am doing my BSc in Computer Science, first year.
First year. Okay, okay, welcome. Narayan. Narayan Nayak.
Good evening, sir. My name is Narayan Nair. Basically, I am from Bhubaneswar, Odisha, and my college name is Silicon Institute of Technology, which is in Bhubaneswar.
You are pursuing which course and which year?
Sir, sir, BTech Electronics and Communication Engineering, second year, third year.
Third year. Okay. Okay. We have Parikshit.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Hello, Parikshit. Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, yes. Good evening. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Parikshit Navadia. I am from Surat, Gujarat, SRK College, and I am studying in BSc IT first year.
Okay. Okay. Welcome. Parth.
Hello, sir. My name is Parth Kunt. I am from SRK institution, Sarvajanik University, student of BSc first year.
Okay. Welcome, Parth.
Thank
Pranav.
you, sir.
Yes, sir. Very good morning. I mean, very good evening. I'm pursuing my BSc IT in Sarvajanik University, SRK, from Surat.
Okay. Okay. Welcome, Pranav. Prem. Prem
Uh,
Jikatra.
my my name is Prem Jikadra. I am studying BSCIT at Ramakrishna Institute, and I am first year student.
Okay. Welcome, Prem. Professor Shah.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. Myself, Kavita Arsha. I am assistant professor in the mechanical engineering department at Dharamsit Desai University, and I am having a 15 years of experience, and I have just started startup. So I'm kindly interested in that incubation and all those things. Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. Riddhi. Riddhi is not here. Sahil.
Hello, sir.
Oh, Riddhi is there.
My
Yes, Riddhi.
Sri Ramakrishna Institute BSCIT first year.
Okay. Welcome, Riddhi. Sahil.
Yes, sir. I
Yes.
am from SRKI in BSc IT first year.
Okay. Welcome, Sahil. Shreyas.
Hello, sir. My name is Shreyas Sundaresan. I'm a student studying from Christ University Lavasa campus, first year.
Which course you are pursuing?
BBA Business Analytics.
Business Analytics. Okay. Welcome, Shreyas.
Thank you, sir.
We have Srihari.
Good evening, everyone. I am Srihari. I'm pursuing second year chemical engineering from SIT Tumkur.
Okay. Welcome, Srihari. Sri Vijay Lakshmi.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay. Good evening to all. I'm Sri Lakshmi, studying BSc Honours in Data Science from Avi University, Bangalore, and I'm in second year.
Welcome. Surya Jasnata.
Good evening, sir. I am Surjasnath Rath from Silicon Institute of Technology, and currently I am in fourth year and pursuing my BTech in Electrical and Electronics Engineering.
Okay. Welcome. Tanu.
Thank you, sir.
Vamshi. Vamshi Pawar.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Vamshi. I am from Hyderabad. I run a digital agency. I'm interested in this incubation and entrepreneurship and all these activities. I even intend to start incubation center of my own.
Nice,
So,
nice. Welcome,
I'm
welcome.
out of the curiosity. I'm just exploring the opportunities.
Nice, nice, nice to hear.
Yeah.
Vandita Pandav.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
My name is Vandita. I am student of BSc first year, and my college name is Sri Ramakrishna Institute.
Welcome, Vandita. Vijay.
Hello, sir. My name is Vijay Sharmit. I'm a student of RV College of Engineering, and it's a pleasure meeting you, sir.
Okay. Can you please tell your branch and year?
School of Computer Science, second year. I'm going to second year.
You're going into second year. Okay. So there might have been people who are missed. You may please introduce yourself. Maybe Kashish, you wanted to introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. Sorry, I missed my introduction. Myself, Kashi Shambalya from Surat. My college name is Sri Ramakrishna Institute of Technology and Application, Sarvajanik University. I'll be doing now BSCIT
Okay.
first
Welcome,
year
Kashish.
student.
Yes, yes. And I think Tanu is also there. Tanu, you may please introduce yourself. Tanu? Right. So if there is anyone left, you may please raise your hand and I will try to call out your name. Okay, okay. So I've got a few hands raised. So Dharvi, धारवी आप इंट्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं?
My name is Parsala Darvi. College name is SRKI. BSc IT first year.
Okay, okay. Welcome, Dharvi. Mohammed,
Yeah, good evening, sir. Myself is Mohammed from Sarvajanik University, doing Bachelor of Science in Information Technology.
okay, you are also in the first year, Mohammed?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, okay, welcome. Anshu,
Good evening, sir. My name is Lathianshu. I'm BSCIT first year student. I'm studying in Ramakrishna Institute.
okay, welcome.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who is left to be introduced? If you are done, you may please lower your hand. Okay, okay. So I would request you all to please turn off your mic because we'll be doing a recording, and as a protocol and a mandate, we have to record these sessions and we'll have to put it on YouTube because there might be scenarios where you might not be available because of your commitments or your work. So for ease of access, you may then, depending upon your time, uh, click on all these links which are available in the YouTube and you can understand, what was the questions raised and how we are trying to solve the questions. Uh, Vamshi, may I also please request you to mute yourself?
Sure, sure, sure.
Yes. Tanu, do you have any question? I can see your hand raised.
Sir, I was audible to you or not because I thought I am not audible to you.
No, no, you are very much audible.
Okay, sir.
You
Thank
have
you.
already introduced yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. So I welcome all of you once again in this very first session of our 12-week long journey. And I can see a few hand raised. Maybe, you can introduce quickly yourself before we embark our journey. I think it was Arth. Arth Ghori, you can quickly introduce yourself. Arth? Okay, so let's now start the session. So this journey would be 12-week journey, and I think all of you must have received email with that respect that every week we'll be meeting. The intent of these particular sessions are that we meet before the deadline of the next assignment session. So there is a assignment which is already live, which needs to be submitted by 9th of August, and we are having this session before that. So every week we'll be having a session like this wherein we'll be discussing about the content which has been delivered. And the next phase would be where I'll be asking you certain questions. Now, those questions need to be answered by you, but the intent is not to judge you or to give you any kind of marking, but to understand and help you in terms of preparing for your final exam. So I hope everybody understands that once the courses will be completed, there will be a final exam. Final exam needs to be taken by those who need it a certificate. So a certificate would be provided to all those who appear for the final exam in a physical way. And then once you pass that examination, you'll be getting a certificate. So I do have a presentation where I'll be, talking about all those details in a much more, clarified way. So let me share my screen, and maybe just one of you can tell me if it is audible and if my screen is also visible.
Yeah, sir, it's very much audible.
Okay, so can you again please tell me if my screen is visible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it's very much visible.
Yes, sir.
So thank you so much. So whenever you find there is some disruption, you may please, ping, or you can raise your hand, or you can unmute. One of you can unmute and please tell me. Uh, so let me begin. So the course is Understanding Incubation and Entrepreneurship. The course has been uploaded, and the course instructor is Professor BK Chakrabarti, who is at IIT Bombay. He is at the IDC, which is the Industrial Design Center. And this is the live session for the very first week, for which the content has already been uploaded. So the content basically comprised of two videos. One was from the GDC team, and the other was a TED talk, which is also there in the content. So what is the general agenda for these sessions? So basically, as I mentioned, that these sessions are here to help you in the current run of courses. So the current course which is being offered, every week they'll be adding a content, and each week based on that content we'll be having a sessions to understand or to kind of address any of your queries. What we'll be doing is we'll be discussing the previous year assignments. So as I mentioned that I have a set of 10 questions, which will be similar to the ones which will be, asked by you guys. We will not be solving the questions which are there in the current sheet, because it is required to be attempted by you and it will be a marked thing. Okay. So what we'll be discussing is the questions which were there in the previous run, and we'll try to understand, because the typology and the kind of question framing will be kind of same, and this will help you in, preparing for your upcoming assignments. Also, there are two ways to ask any questions. So if you are taking up this course and you have a query which needs to be resolved, so there are two channels to it. One is that, we are having this Google Meet sessions, right? So what you can do is you can post your question in the message box, and we can take it up. But a better forum is the discussion forum. I hope you would have got certain messages from the discussion forum of NPTEL. Now, how it works is that when you log in your NPTEL platform through your personal ID, user ID, there is a question. I think it's ask a question. Yeah. So there is a tab called ask a question. When you click on it, you'll be directed to the discussion forum. And how discussion forum works is that you can ask a question by, writing it down. You need to articulate your question clearly so that everybody is able to see and everybody is able to understand what is the question being asked. Now, why this is a preferred choice? Because once you add a question in discussion forum, then the question becomes public to every other learner who has taken up this course. Okay. So the same question might be there in the minds of other learners. So it's always good that, everybody can see what is the question being asked. And for me also, it will be easier, because when I reply to that question, everybody can see, right? So at the same time, we'll be addressing questions of many other people as well, right? So I would suggest that please use the discussion forum mostly, because that will be a better way of documentation, and your questions will be available for the other learners as well. Going ahead, these are some basic rules, or we can say etiquettes, which we can follow. The intent is that, since we are doing a recording and it will be uploaded in YouTube, so everything is going to be visible, and it will be also monitored by the NPTEL team. So for the sake of it, let us try to maintain certain standards. You all will be requested to please turn off your mic. If you have any question, you can unmute and you can speak, and the questions may be used through our discussion forum, which I have already mentioned, right? Okay, now the below image which you see here is basically how the portal looks like to you. I hope this is the very familiar screen. So here will be your email ID through which you are logging in. Okay, these are the different tabs which I was talking about. This is tab 1, tab 2, tab 3, tab 4, tab 5, tab 6. So all the assignments which are critical to you in terms of registration, in terms of examination, in terms of assignments, and even the scheduling of problem solving sessions, all this will appear in this particular section. Okay, all your weekly course content will come in your about the course section. This is where you can raise any query, or you have any question, you can post it here. Progress is something which is very individualistic, so it will be your individual progress. So once you start submitting your assignments and when the results are out, you can see your progress, how you are scoring. Mentor field would be empty because that is something which needs to be input by the NPTEL team from the backend. I think review assignment is something wherein once you post your assignment, you'll be able to see so the answers and all those things. So once our assignment 1 is done, you have submitted your answers and we get the results of it. This will be more clear in the later stage. Okay, now coming to the recording and presentation location. So as I mentioned that all these sessions will be recorded and these sessions will also be put up on a YouTube channel. This is the link. You don't have to worry and copy or write this link because this link will also be mentioned by the NPTEL team in the probably the announcement section or the problem solving session. So once we complete our session, maybe in a few days from now, they will add this particular link called problem solving session, wherein you can access the YouTube link, which will have the video of the current ongoing session. The presentation which I am presenting to you will also be uploaded in this Google Drive folder. All right. So for any reason or in the 12-week journey, if there is a situation where you are unable to attend a session for whatever reason, you may please access the video, and for the ease of it, you can also go through the content of PPT. So both will be visible, and all these the content and we are the kind of sketches we are trying to generate here, all this will also be available there. Okay, so this is a brief course preview. I think everybody must have gone through it, but just to reiterate, so the course name is Understanding Incubation and Entrepreneurship. The course instructor is Professor V.K. Chakravarti. It's a 12-week course, and the start date of the course was 24th of July. The course ends on 13th of October. The week 1 assignment deadline is 9th of August. So you still have more than a week's time to attempt that. And you can do it, at the ease of your convenience. The final examination date. So once the course gets over by 13th of October, you'll get some couple of weeks to appear in the final examination. Now, it will be a choice of yours whether you want to appear in the pre-lunch or the post-lunch session. All right. It will be a physical examination. You will have to go to a particular center. You'll have to sit there and you'll have to attempt that. Just like, you have your board examinations or your university examination. Just the difference is that the center will be a different one. You'll have to go there and you have to attempt it in a physical format to achieve the certificate once you have met the criteria. Now, talking about the certificate, if you don't want a certificate and you just want to understand this particular journey, the entrepreneurship, and what are the stages, what are the pitfalls, you can do it, and that does not require any particular registration fee. However, if you want to get the certificate from the NPTEL team that yes, you have finished this course, this is the score which you have got after your final examination, you have to pay a fee of 1,000 rupees and you have to appear for the question paper. So I'll maybe there is some questions there. I'll take it up once I complete this particular set of preview. So this is the examination certificate criteria. I believe most of you would have gone through it, but to just repeat it very quickly. So on these 12 weeks, you'll get an assignment which will be available to you every week. So in total, you will have 12 assignments. Now, what we are offering is that, we'll take the best 8 assignments. So in whichever assignments you have got the best 8 marks, We will be taking that and we'll take a 25% average of it. The 75% component is given to your physical examination. Proctored examination means you are going to a center, you are appearing for an examination. So that final exam will have much more weightage. So it is 25 and 75. So your final score will be a sum of it. Also, there is a base criteria. So in your internal evaluation, which are these 8 assignments, you need to have a score of more than 10 marks out of 25. Likewise, your exam score need to be more than 30. Only when you meet all these three criteria, you will be getting a certificate. Okay, so let me just quickly have a look at the Google Meet because there was some. Okay, are there any messages? Not yet. Fine, fine, fine. We'll proceed. All right. So this is just a glimpse of what has happened in the previous week, and maybe one or two of you can actually compliment me when I'm speaking on this. So we discussed about entrepreneurship, and the focus here was on the evidence-based entrepreneurship. Uh, we talked about, and it was being mentioned that there is something called as GDC. Can anyone tell what GDC is? GDC? I think most of you would have heard the videos of it. Anybody? There is
Government degree college.
No, it's the name of incubation center.
yes. It is Gopal Krishna Deshpande Center. All right. And the videos which you saw, the very first video were the people who are basically working at the Gopal Krishna Deshpande Center. Who are these two people? Anybody? So these are basically IIT Madras alumni who have funded this particular center to be set up. So they are funding this particular center to be set up in order to help the STEM colleges. So who can tell me what STEM is? STEM? Anyone?
Science, technology, engineering, and management.
Great, sir. What's your good name?
Kavit Shah.
And mathematics. Correct. Now there is also something called as STEAM. So we can see that these four letters are same, but there is an addition of A. What is A here? Can anybody tell? I mean, just for introduction and making people familiar with the terms.
Arts.
Great, great. Okay. So basically, GDC was set up in order to facilitate STEM colleges, means the colleges which are offering courses on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, in order to enable them, in order to facilitate them to become entrepreneurs, to take up this entrepreneurial journey and try to set up your own companies. Okay. Now the section on that particular video, it also talked about many other aspects like why startups fail. What are the prominent mistakes by the startups? What do you mean by the lean startup, which they have already mentioned in the form of evidence-based entrepreneurship? They raised, what are the three prominent questions a startup must have an answer to. Then there was a journey of Mr. Dinoj. कोई बता सकता है what was the journey of Mr. Dinoj? Anyone?
Yes, he has started some initial idea and for the medical devices, and he tried to develop one product based on his idea. But initial product was not that much successful. But the later on, after doing the lots of market research with the lots of people, he launched another product and that have some kind of market. So that was the journey of Dinoj.
Great, sir. Great. Okay. So basically, he had certain idea, and since he was the ideator, he was quite attached to it. But when He went to GDC. He realized that customer understanding customer needs is very important. That's where he realized that probably the initial thought is not that great, or it does not have a market need. Probably the more powerful thought is wherein he found out the need of the burn patients. So he went to the customers. He realized that this is an area which requires something, and probably his solution can actually work very well in this particular context. Okay, and then there was an additional material which was a TED talk by Bill Roche, wherein he basically talked about how empowering helps in preliminary and in the very early education as well. So he gave certain examples of school children being empowered enough to to take up certain assignments of a startup journey. Okay. So these are the two type of questions which you will find in the assignments. दो तरीके के सवाल हैं जो आपके assignments में आएंगे. कोई बता सकता है what are these called?
Multiple choice question, and this is a single.
Yes, yes. So what is the difference between the two? Anyone?
First, have only one left side have only one correct answer, and right side may have one or more correct answers.
Perfect, perfect. So these are basically called radio buttons. Uh, and their particular principle is that only one can be selected. Okay, so what paratha you want, either you can have paneer, either you can have aloo, or you can have mixed paratha. So only one can be selected. All right. But here on the right hand side, this is called a multi select check boxes. So you can have multiple right answers or multiple choices which you can do. So what do you want in a burger? I can say that I want cheese, I want tomato, or I want kumar. It can be all three, it can be any two, it can be any one as well. Okay. So that is the basic typology of questions which you will find in your all these assignments, right from assignment 1 to assignment 12. I hope that is understandable to all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
Now, this is something which is very important because in past also we have faced certain questions about the marking of these questions. So what happens is, okay, as a user, you have entered your answers, and when the marking list came, you saw that your marks are not the same which you had envisioned. Say, for example, there were multi-select answers to be right. You selected 4 out of 3, of which one was incorrect, and you are getting awarded 0. So this kind of clarity came in later. So it's always good to be understand in terms of what is the marking criteria for these questions. So let me read out all of them one by one very clearly. So the first one says that if all options chosen by the student are correct and no incorrect answer has been chosen, then full marks are awarded. इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि अगर मान लीजिए एक किसी प्रश्न में 4 में से 2 जवाब सही हैं और आपने वही सही जवाब सेलेक्ट किया और कोई गलत जवाब नहीं सेलेक्ट किया, तो आपको पूरे नंबर मिलेंगे. You get the full marks, right? Second option says that if at least one incorrect answer has been chosen, then no marks are awarded. For example, there was a question which had 4 options, of which only one was correct, but you chose 2 in which there was one incorrect as well. You have chosen the correct answer, but you have also chosen the incorrect answer. So in that case, you will not be given any partial marks. It will be a complete 0. Okay, no marks will be awarded even your answer is partially correct. Okay, अगर आपने 2 ऑप्शन सेलेक्ट किए जिसमें से सिर्फ एक सही था, तो आपको पार्शियल मार्क्स नहीं मिलेंगे, आपको 0 मार्क्स मिलेंगे उसमें. Now the third option says if only correct answers are chosen, but not all correct answers have been chosen, then partial marks proportional to the number of correct answers chosen are awarded. Which means that if a question had 3 correct answers and you selected only 2 of them which were correct, you did not select the third one. Here in this particular case, you will get partial marking. आपके किसी प्रश्न के 3 जवाब सही थे जिसमें से आपने सिर्फ 2 सही जवाब सेलेक्ट किए, एक आपका छूट गया, तो यहाँ पे आपको कुछ मार्क्स मिलेंगे. यहाँ पे आपको 0 नहीं मिलेगा. यू विल गेट सम प्रोपोर्शनेट मार्क्स. ओके, ये इसमें किसी को डाउट है? एनीबॉडी हु हैज एनी डाउट इन दिस पर्टिकुलर एस्पेक्ट ऑफ मार्किंग? Okay, great. So silence please, no doubts, we can proceed.
Sir,
Yes.
in the third line you stated that if only correct answers are chosen, but not all correct answers have been chosen, partial marks will be given. But in the second line, it's given if you one correct answer is wrong, no marks will be awarded.
Hmm.
Both of them are contradictory to each other. It does not make sense.
Why?
Yes, like if not all correct answers, meaning
See,
not
see
all
the
of
see,
the.
see, let me again clear it out. See, the thing is that if there is a question which has two correct answers, right? And out of the four options, you selected two correct answers, but you also selected one incorrect answer, which was not correct. Okay. In that case, only you will get no marks. But if a question had three correct answers and you chose only two correct answers, one correct answer was left out, in that case only you will be given partial marking. So the thing is that you need not choose the incorrect one. Only for the correct ones you will get proportionate marks. If you choose incorrect one in any of them, you won't be given marks. Although it is as simple as that.
Yes.
But sir, if we choose all correct, then we should get full marks, no?
Yeah, if the question has all four correct answers, then you will get the full marks. That is there.
So, but it still doesn't make sense. It says not all correct, meaning incorrect. No, so incorrect marks have been chosen. Incorrect answers have been chosen. It doesn't make sense with the first and with the
But
second and third.
but correct answers, both correct are chosen, no? So one is incorrect, so partial marks will be given. That is what such.
I'm not getting it.
Okay, anyways, I think the better thing is you attempt the assignment and probably then you will understand. See, here the basic concept is that if you choose any of the incorrect response, you will not get any partial marking. You will only get partial marking if you choose the correct answers. Okay,
Okay,
maybe when we are doing the solving of the questions, we can take that particular example and you might be able to understand. Okay. So let's begin the questions. These are simple questions. This is the week one assignment. If you have gone through the content of video, which I presume that you must have gone through. See, the idea is that you go through the content, you try to attempt the questions. You have any questions again, or in the questions in the content, you can raise your question here. Okay. So, according to Mr. KV Anand in module one, what is the topmost cause for 90% of the startups to fail? Option A is no market need. Option B was running out of cash, lack of focus, and poor marketing. So you can speak out the answer. So maybe what I can say is, how many of you agree with the first option, no market need? Is there anyone who can say the right answer is first one?
Sir, I think the first one is probably correct.
Okay, so we have got one vote for this. Anybody for the second one, running out of cash? So you don't have enough money. You are left with no money, and that is the main cause of the failure of your startup. Anyone? देखिए यहाँ पे कोई वी आर नॉट जजिंग यू प्लीज ट्राई एंड अंडरस्टैंड मैं तो देख भी नहीं सकता हूँ हु इज स्पीकिंग सो डोंट बी अफ्रेड ऑफ दैट पार्टिसिपेशन इज इम्पोर्टेंट योर पार्टिसिपेशन
Sir,
एंड
poor marketing.
Yes, sir.
ओके सो
So yes, a poor
Yes, the
marketing.
poor marketing.
Poor
Poor,
marketing.
Poor
poor
marketing.
marketing.
okay so
So
there are
no
many
market need.
same sir. Poor
uh,
marketing.
so there are many of you were saying poor marketing, some of you also said no market need. And what about running out of cash? Anyone?
Sir, maybe running out of cash.
It could
So
be a reason, sir.
it could be a reason, yes. Lack of focus. Anyone?
I
Yes.
mean, no, I don't think
Yes,
so.
sir, lack of focus.
So for lack of focus, I think that's a personal problem, not the reason why startups fail.
It
Lack
depends
of
on what you are focusing on. You know, it's kind of debatable as in
Lack of focus, that personal matter na.
it's
so
personal, sir, and no market need. That doesn't make sense. I think poor marketing,
If
only
there
poor
is no
marketing.
market, then how the product will be sold?
So
see,
that
I
is
think majority of you are attending this live session and majority of you have not gone through the content. Am I correct?
yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So that is the problem. But anyways, we'll discuss through it. The ideal scenario is that you go through the content, you will understand, you know, what people are saying, what is the content being offered. So many of you said poor marketing. So So marketing is something which comes later in the stage. Okay. If you see a product cycle, how a product is envisaged, how it is created, and how it is. So marketing comes later. Okay. Before that, there are certain steps. And in that before steps, there is the answer which is lying there. Okay. So the correct answer is those three or four of you who said there was no market need. So, congratulations to you. The answer is this. Because if there is no market need, still people try to, why this happens? Because, as a startup, as inventors or as, ideators, what we do is we try to assume, we make lots and lots of assumptions that, this is the need and this is a great idea and this should work. This is how, our assumption is. But once you go into the market, you talk to your potential consumers, you try and realize कि maybe the need are something else. And that's where they are emphasizing on. So
So,
yes.
for no market need, it basically means what it says, no market at all. It depends upon demand and supply, right? So it doesn't make sense, sir. Again, no market need meaning the customers don't even want the products. Is
Yes.
that what it means?
Yes. So what
Oh,
is incorrect in that?
it says no market need, but no demand and no supply. Like, I didn't get it, sir.
So what's your good name?
Vijay.
Yeah, Vijay. So what is troubling you in that?
So when you say no market need, no market at all. It
Um, if I could add in, what no market need essentially means is that there's no requirement for in the public domain. They don't mean the market and the customer as separate entities. They mean that there is no requirement for in the public domain, whoever the end consumer might be.
Oh, so you're talking about the product. If the product is not assigned, then it's not focused upon, or the customers don't like the product, then they don't need the product at all. Is that what you're trying to say?
See, okay, let me tell you or explain you in an example. Okay, so say for example, you are trying to create a on the go water filter bottle. Okay, which means that you are offering a bottle which will filter the water in the bottle itself. Okay, so no need of RO, no need of this. Now, if you are taking this to the apartments which already have RO, which already provide you clear water, probably then doesn't make sense there, right? Or even if it makes sense to a certain aspect, then probably the mass is not enough for you to have a good sustainable business. So there are multiple factors which are required for you to sustain as a business. It is not just about selling one or two piece. When you are building a company or you are building a startup, you need to have a you need to have a good market area, which means that you need to have your target audience identified, which are in suitable numbers so that your company can survive. There might be a scenario where you can sell two pieces, 10 pieces, 15 pieces, but then it might not work in a longer run because you need to be sustainable. You need to earn money. You need to survive. Right. So that is where they are saying that you need to identify your potential market, your potential customers, so that you understand, what is the scale of event, how much your business can be scalable, how much it can survive.
So basically, what you're trying to say is it depends upon the product and the customers. If the customers like the product, then they will buy, and the startup will start increasing. It will go up.
Now that again is relatable. Now it's just not about customer liking a product. If the product is not functioning well, because of the like factor, he might buy it or she might buy it for one or two times. But then if it is not working, it was meeting the need, then probably you won't get a repurchase of it. Again,
So
it will
that,
fall.
but if the product doesn't work well, then it's not the fault of the customers, but it's the service-based companies, right? Those
Mhm.
companies, since
Mhm.
they are the ones who make products and sell it. If the product is not, how do I put this in words? If they don't like the product, then it's not their fault, right? It's our
Whose
fault.
fault? I mean, Whose fault it is?
The customer's fault.
If they don't like the product. See, again, liking is very subjective. If you are thinking on the lines of aesthetics, you might have a very difference of opinion. One might buy an Oppo, one might buy iPhone, one might buy an iPhone. We are talking here about the use case. We are talking about the needs of the people, right? You might have difference of opinion, and that's why there are so many brands surviving in. We are not just talking about the liking factor. It is about the needs. We have not written need market is not liking. We are talking about the need. This is the critical component here.
Okay, sir.
See, there are some things which are desirable. There are some things which are needful. So water is a need. Okay, Pepsi might be desirable for you. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, okay. So we'll move on to the next question. The next question is, amongst the following options, which is the most important feature for any startup to pursue, as discussed by Professor Chakravarti in the lecture 1? Customer reliability, customer service, customer discovery, or customer feedback?
So customer feedback.
Feedback, sir.
Okay.
Customer feedback.
Yes, sir. I also think customer feedback.
Okay. Anyone else?
Me too.
Anyone having difference of opinion here?
Same, sir. I have it's this customer feedback only. And sir, could you explain those marks again using this as an example?
Sorry, what?
You in the beginning you told about marks, right? If incorrect marks are given,
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
grade is
I'll explain to you, but that had to be that typology of a question. So these are radio button questions. Okay. Here only one answer will be correct.
okay.
So we'll have a question where there are multi-select answers. There I can explain you. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Yes. Anyone else?
Sir, I think it is customer discovery.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay.
So customer service.
Customer service. Anyone else? All right. So basically, from the answering of the audience, I can understand that. Even the question says, among the following, which is the most important feature of any startup to pursue, as discussed by Professor Chakravarti in lecture 1. Okay. Now, the trick here is that unless you have seen the lecture 1, you won't be able to answer this question correctly. Okay, I'll tell you why. So when we talk about certain terminology, the meaning changes in different contexts. So if I say affordance, okay, now affordance has a different meaning when you see it from the point of view of finance. Affordance has a different meaning when we see it from the point of view of design domain. Right. Now, unless you have an understanding that, okay, there is a different meaning all to it when we see in the context of design, your knowledge will be limited to affordance, which will be from the financial angle. Okay. Which means that if you are not affordable means something is not affordable, which means that financially you are not able to purchase. It might be very expensive. Okay. But in design, it means very differently. It means the visual clues, if you see a door handle, what is the affordance of it? It means that, whether you are able to understand that the handles needs to be pushed down, pushed up, or it needs to be pushed so that, the door gets open. So the terminology is something which is very contextual. Now, unless you all have seen what the content in the lecture 1 was, it is very hard to understand, because for you, customer feedback might have a certain meaning to you, okay, based on your experiences. Similarly, customer discovery might be having a different set of understanding for you based on your experience. Okay. So here the correct answer is customer discovery. So जिन्होंने बोला था, can you please explain why customer discovery is the right answer? I think there were two of you.
Sir, I have understood from the video that in that video they are talking about the Ola Ola founder, that how they discovered their customers and they started the company Ola Trip, and
Mhm.
like uh, in that scenario, that case of Ola, they discovered the customer. So the first key feature should be customer discovery. What I understand.
Can you explain the scenario in which it was how Ola, was brought in live as a
Uh,
company?
what I remember that sir told that the founder named Bhavesh,
Hmm.
he was going somewhere, and there he came into the scenario that the cab drivers are charging a lot, and they tell a price and they then change the amount of price sometimes. So seeing that scenario, they started with a company called as Ola Trip, that will guide people to for their trips, and they'll provide cabs and like the auto and etc. That was the scenario mainly what I remember.
Okay, okay. And there was one more person who was also having the same answer.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes, please.
Sir, when you say customer discovery, basically implies the customer experience, right? So, if the
No, that is
person,
incorrect. Sorry, Vijay, that is incorrect. Customer discovery is not customer experience. How can you say that?
so then, but for the most important feature for any startup is customer feedback only. If they like it, then they'll get good. Then they'll get more customers, and the company will develop. But customer discovery is like you go. I'll use Aratusha's example itself. If you go to if you use Ola and you don't like it, then it's bad, right? So in that way, customer, I feel that customer feedback is the one that's most important, not customer discovery.
Okay, okay. So, Vijay, have you gone through the content?
No, sir.
Okay, okay. So that is the problem which we are having here. See, the thing is, if you go through the terminology, you will feel that, customer feedback is very important. And why? Because once your product is there in the market, you would want to improve it. I do agree with your point to a certain extent that if a product is already in the market, it is through the customer feedback that you will improvise on it. Right. Now, here in this particular course, they are taking one step back. Okay, they have talked about incubation. They have also talked about pre-incubation. So if you go see the content, they are saying that, once you start ideating on a particular idea, a particular product, you have to reach to a minimum viable product, right? And before that journey, there is a state called empathize. What do you mean by empathize? You try to reach out to the customer, you try to understand. So here the customer discovery is not about discovering the customer and giving them product. Here the customer discovery is identification of your potential customers who might be buying your product later, right? It is even before your product is ready. You are trying to identify those potential users. You are trying to understand their needs. Okay, so I would make a humble request to you that please go through the content. You are understanding it from a different level because you have not gone through the content. Okay, if you go through the content, they're talking about a pre-phase to it. Once you have your customers, you understand their needs, you will build a product which will stand well in the market. And then obviously, this phase of customer feedback is anyways required. Even when you install it, make an installation, of an app, it asks you about the feedback and they will release beta version. So that improvement phase will always be there. Okay, that will happen. But this is a phase where we are talking about a pre-phase to it. Okay, so probably that will help you understand, I believe. All right. So
So I had a question.
yes, please. Yes, please.
So what you mean by customer discovery is like in the example, I think the Burns unit example, they go and talk to all the potential people who may be in the decision making potential. That phase is customer discovery.
Okay, good question. Anybody who would want to answer it, who has seen the content and would like to attempt? What do you mean by customer discovery? Anyone? So there is no right answer, no wrong answer. We are not evaluating you. We are not giving you marks. I'm not trying to, send an SMS to your faculty members or teachers? Anyone? Okay, fine. So, like I was explaining to Vijay, so customer discovery is a phase wherein, say, for example, you have an idea. Okay. Now, the idea is obviously contextual. It might be, addressing particular needs. So what you do is you try to reach out to that user group who might be using that idea, and you try to understand, okay, what are the challenges, how are you facing these problems, so that you are trying to validate whether your product might be required even at the first place or not. Okay. Now, in that case, which you are referring to, Dinoj, so he had certain idea, and he had certain set of users that, okay, he needs a quick installation of a surgical environment. That is was the his initial concept. So when he went to GTC, they said that no, you first go and understand and talk to the users. So he went to different places. Then he realized that probably this is a good area, but then the market is very less for it. Okay. So even if you want to deep dive into it, you might get certain works, but then not at a scale wherein you would want be able to survive. Right. So then while doing their, customer discovery and meeting those people, they realize that, okay, there is a subset of it, which is the people who are getting burned. And that area is something which has been untapped. And how it can be scalable is because the treatment for burn patient, it continues for 40-day period. Okay. That's where they realize that, okay, this is the area where if they pitch their solution to this particular audience, they might have a good chances of survival. They might be able to survive, they might be able to add value to the consumers, and they might as well, make enough money so that, they can survive. Also, if you see the video, they have said that, there is something called as a DEEM project, and there is also something called as a project which you run as a sustainable option. Okay. So if you go through the video, they have beautifully explained, how they shelved their project so that, they can survive with the current project, and then they could, rework on that particular part. Okay. So we have a few
Sorry.
hand raised. Yes. Yes, please.
So when you said customer discovery, it ultimately roots to customer feedback itself.
So again, now it depends what kind of feedback you're asking. If you're asking about a feedback for a already designed, launched product, or is it when you are trying to ideate? So empathize is a phase which is before you go for a designing part.
So what I'm talking about is after you've given the product, you put it in the market, and the customer will come and he will tell whether he likes it or not. So based on the customer's likes and dislikes, he will take the product and he will give the feedback. And if it's good, the startup will increase. The startup will gain more profits. That is my point, sir. I don't. And for customer discovery, I don't understand at all.
So first of all, I would suggest to please go through the content, and let me try and address with a different example. Okay. So let us take a Tilak. You want to say something? Tilak. Okay. Krili has raised hand. Krili, you want to add something?
Sir, I was just asking at where would we find that old content? First lecture, I mean.
Uh, uh, I didn't get your question. When would you find which content?
The questions from lecture one, right?
Questions
Hello,
for
sir.
lecture one. If you open up your platform, NPTEL platform, on the left hand side, there are assignments. Okay.
Yes.
Week one ka the content below that you will see assignment, weekly assignment, week one assignment.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. In that only.
So we'll get the content from the main website only.
Yeah, everything related to this particular topic will be uploaded in the NPTEL platform,
Okay.
the SWAYAM portal. Okay. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Tanu, you have any question? Yes.
Yes, I was asking that only one video is available in 1 week, right?
Yes. No, it depends. It depends. So what happens is that certain weeks you might have just one video, but these things are progressively disclosed. As in, there will be week one content. Once that week is over, then they will open up week two content, which might have multiple links or which might have just one video. So it depends on the content, how vast is the content.
Okay. So we will get notification from mail, right? Of every video.
Uh, yes, probably you might get notification, but since this is a course, see, it's like attending classes, once a timetable is set, you need to go and attend those classes. So it's like that only. Every week they will have a new content. So you need not wait for an email. You can simply, every week open up, there will be a new content. You try to read through it.
So as you said, na, ki, this is not confirmed that only one video is available in 1 week.
Yeah, so that is something which even I don't know because the content is not floated. It is something which is being presented in a public domain by NPTEL team. Okay, so the NPTEL team, and this is applicable to all the courses which are floated on NPTEL. So week one they will float the content. Once week one is over, they'll float the week two content, and similarly week three content. So many times what happens is that a video is there for 1 hour. In the second time, there might be three videos of 25 minutes each. Okay. So those things will be variable that you will see only once the content is opened up.
Thank you.
Yes, yes. Okay, Vijay, probably what you can do is that I hope you would have made an account and you have logged on your NPTEL. Okay. So once the moment you log in, you go to your profile and I hope you have opted for this particular course. Have you opted for this course? Have you received any mail, Vijay?
Sir, I've only got this email, this live interactive session with the host team member. That's all. Problem solving session reminder. That email only. I haven't
But
gotten
you
anything
had
else.
opted for this course, right? You registered
Yeah,
for this course.
yeah. I
Okay.
registered and the link.
Okay, okay. Maybe I got the problem. Maybe what has happened is that many of you have not probably logged on to the NPTEL portal, is it? Okay, anyways. So what you need to do is through the NPTEL portal wherein you have logged in and you have opted for this particular course, the same way through the same user ID, you have to log in once again. The moment you do it, you will be able to see what are the courses you have enrolled for. Okay. In the enrolled courses, you will see this particular course which has weekly content. As of now, at the current state, there is this week one content which is available. Okay, which includes one video which is from the GDC team, and there is one TED talk which is also there as an additional material. So the week one assignments need to be finished by you before first week of August, which will be a marked submission. Okay, so if you miss it, then you miss the deadline as well, the marking as well. So it's very important for all of you to please log into your NPTEL platform through your user ID, go through the content every week because then only you'll be able to answer these questions as well as the questions which are present in the weekly sessions. It is not a subject wherein by your own understanding you will be able to answer all the questions. है ना ये moral values वाला नहीं है. This has a certain content. The content is contextual. You have to understand the content to be able to answer these questions. Okay. So do we have any other question? All right. All right. We'll proceed to the next. Fine. So, what is the meaning of success according to Mr. Raghu Tamma Roy? So, he was one of the members whose video is present in the GDC. What is the meaning of success according to Mr. Rao? Yes, please. Options are open. There are four options, and only one of them is correct. It's a radio button option.
So the second one.
Okay, so we have got one vote for deliver the product as well as make money. Anyone else?
Last one, moving out of your comfort zone.
Okay.
Last
Anyone else?
one.
Sir, I
Okay.
also think
Last one.
Last one, sir.
I think the second one, deliver product and make money.
Okay. Okay.
Last one.
Anybody for first and third one? They are the left ones. All right. Okay. So the people who said moving out of your comfort zone, maybe I would want to hear from you. Why do you think so? This is the correct option. I mean, what makes you think this is the right option? Your understanding, your thought process on this, please.
Actually, entrepreneurship journey, it's not a process that is basically started the day you have success, because it only learns by the various failures. As far as my understanding and what I have experienced from last 4 years, as well as the various courses that I have learned.
Mm-hmm. That is true. So probably if I link it to what you mentioned, that entrepreneurial journey requires one to move out of the comfort zone. So I agree to this particular statement that, in this particular journey, you need to move out of the comfort zone. You did not, it cannot be a case wherein you are sitting in a room and you are doing everything and your product will be a fabulous big product. You need to go out in the market, whichever product or service you are offering. You need to reach out to the customers. So you need to break that comfort zone. So that is very much required if you are following an entrepreneur journey. Now, the question here is, what is the meaning of success? Okay, so they are trying to measure success in certain terms. Okay, so anybody else who opted for option four and would like to give any thought to it?
Sir, I want to change my option. I think the fourth one itself is the right option. As what is the meaning of success? That itself is a general question, and this is more of a general answer. The fourth one is right, not the second.
Okay, Vijay. So if you read the question doesn't end here. Okay, the question has a postfix to it, according to Mr. Rao. So that is why the questions are framed in a way that you'll have to go through the content. Meaning of success is different for each and every individual. Okay, for you it is different, from me it is different. But what according to this particular content and Mr. Rao, what is it? So general understanding can help you at a certain level, but probably this particular set of questions would require you to go through the content. Okay, so those who have opted for second option, may I know what was your thought process? Deliver the product as well as make money. A couple of you mentioned that.
So it basically means you make money, you make profits.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
I think
Yes.
I remember Sir mentioning that once you have a basic idea or a disruptive idea in place, you should work towards execution. And once it's executed, making money to sustain yourself is also important. I don't remember verbatim what he said. That's what I remember.
Good. Good. What's your good name?
Anisha.
Okay, Anisha. Yes. So the correct answer is deliver the product as well as make money. So let us go through these options one by one. So going to a market is not a success because it- any product can go to the market, but how it survives is something which will help you understand what we are talking about success. The third option, build and tackle the most difficult solutions. Okay, it can be a very worthy solution, but then success has certain different parameters to it, as per Mr. Rao. And again, moving out of comfort zone is required. Yes, it is very much required because once you are in a journey like this, you're starting up. You need to understand and explore a lot of unknown terrains, unexplored terrains as well. But when we are trying to measure the success, he is saying that you need to go and deliver the product as well as make money in order to survive into that journey, into that market. So the correct answer is deliver the product and make money. Okay. So the fourth question is, what are the main objective of GDC, Gopal Krishna Deshpande Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, as discussed in module 1 by Mr. Rao? So again, it is referring to module one, and it is again referring to a person who has explained that particular module. So in that context, you need to answer that what are the main objectives. So the first one is to work with STEM colleges and fund science. STEM, we have already discussed: science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, to benefit multinational corporations, to increase the probability of success of startups, and to build entrepreneurial thinking. Okay, so it's open to all of you. What could be the right answer?
Sir, I guess first and last one.
Okay, so we have got a vote for first and last. Anyone else?
I think the third option also, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Anyone else would like to
Three,
attempt?
3 and 4.
Okay. All right. See, in the very beginning, they have mentioned that their focus is to work with the STEM colleges. Okay. So, anyways, this option is incorrect because we are not talking about the corporations. Okay. We are trying to reach out to the colleges and institutions. GDC is basically trying to reach out to those and trying to fund those ideas. So, yes, option one is correct. And those of you said third and fourth are also correct because that is the intent of the GDC, so that the odds of failure are reduced. Okay, which means that they are trying to increase your probability of success of your startups. And yes, to bring this particular entrepreneurial thinking, the mindset to all these people who are trying to incubate or who are trying to develop their ideas under the GDC center. Okay, we go to the question 5. So in all, we have around 10 questions. For every week, we'll be discussing 10 questions. This is the fifth question. I want many other people to come up and to please participate. Let us have a discussion and a dialogue. As discussed by Mr. Rao in module 1, which of the following features are crucial to address for any startup? Okay. So as discussed by Mr. Rao in module 1, which of the following features are crucial to address for any startup? To create impact and be scalable, to move research ideas from lab to market, to manage the cost production, and to manufacture expensive products. Yes.
The first one.
Okay.
Sir, I
First
think
and
the
second.
second.
First, third
First and
one.
First and second.
Second one.
Sir, I
okay.
think second and third.
Okay.
I think second and third. First, second, and third. Not sure.
Okay. So let us try and understand your thought process. So why do you think it is so anyways, nobody has opted for fourth one, so let us not discuss it. To manage the cost of production. Those who have opted for this, can you please explain the reason? What is your thought process? How this could be a critical feature.
Because, sir, if we, as a startup, we are investing money in our business, so we have to make a balance of cost of production so that we don't go bad debt and manage to create at least the amount that we invested.
So you see, usually what happens is that investing is done by investors. There are angel investors, there are seed investors. So it's not that you are investing your money. Many times it also happens that you put in your money. But you put in your money at the entire startup, not at a certain stage of it, which is the production cost. You are investing your money on human resource, you are investing your money on your idea development and many other aspects. Okay. Anybody else who opted for three would like to explain your thought?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I I chose that option because, sir, when you start a startup, you are very new to the market,
Mhm.
and if and when you are very new to the market, you don't understand many things. So to minimize the cost of production and to manage it, I think it is a very crucial factor.
Okay, but just the cost of production, not the other costings.
No, sir, the other costing also, but
Okay, okay, got your point. Okay. Those who have said to move from research ideas from lab to market, any explanation? Uh,
Actually,
yes,
can I?
yes, yes,
Huh.
please.
Huh. Actually, lots of research is going on throughout the country from last couple of years. So, what is the meaning of that? Those research is not able to make its commercial use based on the various statistics. So,
Hmm.
if India contents of the Indian unity or Indian work, there are so many problems in surrounding us. So mean the reason that if this of research ideas and lab to market has to be means required some kind of mechanism, and that can be possible through startup mechanism.
Perfect, sir. Very, very nice explanation. So that is a challenge which is happening. So a lot of funds are getting into the research work, but then those ideas, those products are not reaching to the market. And that's where, we need incubators. That's where we need other centers who are able to facilitate so that the ideas can reach out to the market. So very nicely explained by sir. Uh, Anybody who would like to explain the first option to create an impact and be scalable? Why do you think it is the first one?
I feel that when we say impact, we mean that there should be some sort of a positive change, either as a service or in any form. So there should be some sort of impact or some sort of addition to what is already existing. And I think scalability is important because it has to sustain itself over time. So that sort of a scalability should also be considered.
That is very well said. So let us see the correct answers. It is the first one to create impact and be scalable and to move research ideas from lab to market. Okay. Now, so cost of production, like I said, that it is not just the cost of production, but in general, you would want to reduce the cost of whatever things you are trying to address. So here they have, specifically said production, which is not the case. Ideally, when you are having a startup or you are having your own entity, you would want to, try to flow it in a very efficient way. So production is just one part of it, but then there are many other, things. So there are physical resources, then there are human resources. Everything requires a cost. So you need to manage it very efficiently. However, this only talks about the one part of it. Okay. So that is the reason why this is not the correct answer. And obviously, fourth one is a not opted answer. So the correct answers are to create an impact and be scalable and to move from research ideas from lab to market. Also, if you remember, they said that they are trying to work with the STEM colleges. Okay. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to, aim those labs, the labs in these STEM colleges so that the students who are, coming up with interesting ideas, they might be able to, facilitate them and then the products can reach out to the market. Let me just have a look at,
Sir, in this, if we mark third question, then we will get partial marks or zero.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let us try and explain this. Great, great. Good that you raised this point. Anybody else who had raised your hand and if you have any other point? Okay. Yes, Jay, please tell.
Sir, I missed this lecture, so what should I do? I can't
Which
understand it and I can't answer it.
Okay, okay, no problem, Jay. See, Jay, and many of you would have missed the lecture, and let me once again explain it to you. What you need to do is you need to go to the NPTEL website. Okay, the way you have registered for this course, the same way the moment you log in, you will be able to see this particular course. Okay, uh, Wait, what we can do is let me just quickly finish these 10 questions and let me
Okay,
just
sir. Okay.
show it to you, how you can log in. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So let us try and explain the marking criteria here. So for example, the correct answers were first and second. Okay. Now, if you thought that okay, third one was also correct, so you opted for one, two, and three. So since this is an incorrect answer, but you have opted for it, you will get no marks, even if your two answers are correct. Okay. You have opted for one, two, and three, although the correct answers are only one and two, but you have also opted for the third one. In this scenario, you won't get any marks. However, if you select only first and then submit, then this is the correct answer which you have selected, but you have not selected the other correct answer. Here you might get a partial marks. जय आपको समझ में आया?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes.
तो मान लीजिए इसमें सिर्फ पहला और दूसरा ही सही ऑप्शन है और आपने अगर तीसरा भी तीनों सेलेक्ट किए तो आपको नहीं मार्क्स मिलेंगे. अगर आप सिर्फ पहला सेलेक्ट करते हो दूसरा छोड़ देते हो तो आपको पार्शियल मार्क्स मिलेंगे.
Yes,
दिस
yes.
दिस इज द marking criteria.
Okay.
I think there was one more person who had this same question. I hope it
Sir.
is resolved.
Yes, sir, I've understood.
Okay, great. So let's try to quickly wrap this so that we can see, how to access that platform. Okay. So is GDC for innovation and entrepreneurship an incubator? Okay, now this again is a question which you'll be able to answer once you have seen the video or you have read about it. So all those who have read about it or seen the video, can you please attempt this question? GDC एक incubator है, हाँ कि ना? The center changes its functions according to situation. The center is a governing
Yes,
body.
it's incubator. It is
Uh,
incubator.
okay,
Yes, yes.
so one person says incubator. Anyone else?
So the answer will be yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Anybody for no? The answer is no. Okay. So they had specifically mentioned that GDC is not an incubator, although they have certain 8 weeks and 12 weeks programs, but they don't say themselves to be an incubator. What they say is that, they run boot camps. Okay. So if you go through the video, you'll understand, the term which they have used is boot camp. Okay. Wherein, they invite people who stay there and who try to, follow the process which they are kind of, asking them to follow, reaching out to the customers and then helping them reach out. So it's more of a boot camp rather than a incubator. Okay, coming to the seventh question. Complete the following sentence with the most suitable option as per module 1. Startups fail not because of bad ideas. Startups fail because they fail to get dash. Okay. So the options are a proper team, customers, business patents, and market popularity.
So
It's a proper
customers.
team.
Customers.
Customers, yeah.
Okay. Anyone else?
Sir, I think market
Ma-
popularity.
market popularity. Market popularity. Proper team. A. Proper team.
Okay.
Customers.
Okay. Interesting. You are getting diverse set of opinions. Anyone else?
Customers.
Which one?
Customers.
Customers. Okay. हाँ तो मैं जानना
Sir,
चाहूंगा.
Market
हाँ.
popular.
Yes. Go ahead.
market popularity.
Market popularity. और कोई है? Anybody who has an opinion in this question? Okay. So, जिन्होंने customer बोला है, would you like to explain your thought behind it? Why it should be customers? Anyone?
So it's again based on demand and supply. If the customers like the product, then they will get. Then the startup will grow and they will generate profits.
Hmm.
Customers is the main thing in business.
Okay.
Ultimately, you make money. and you need a way to make money.
Hmm.
Customers is the only channel through which you can make money by selling your products. You get profits, your startup increases, your startup develops, and it grows into a bigger company.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Anybody who said proper team would like to share their opinion?
So team is the backbone of a startup. So if there is not a proper team, so maybe there are chances that the startup will fail.
Okay, okay. And market popularity?
It
Anyone?
will automatically get if you success. So that point cannot be valid. It is already, if it is success, it is market popularity will get by itself only.
Yeah, see, the crux of entire thing is your customers. Okay. The moment you have your customers in place, market popularity will by default increase. Okay. And people who have said team, I do agree to a certain level that team is also important. And if you have seen the video, uh, so there was citing to a particular report which listed, what are the top four most important failure reasons. So the first one was no market need. If you have seen the video, you would have gone through it. The second reason why they failed was they ran out of cash, which means that there was monetary issues. Third one was not the right team. So team also plays an important role, but in an hierarchy, it is somewhere down before the market, before the customers. Okay. And there was one more very interesting reasons which was got out competed, which means probably there was another competitive player who was able to furnish the same thing at a low pricing or very attractive feature or something like that. So these were the top four reasons why the startups had failed.
So for market popularity,
Hmm.
does it define competition?
Does it?
Define competition between different startups?
Can you explain by an example your
So,
question?
so when you take market popularity, there are two companies. If they, oh, I got it. I got it. Nothing, sir.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So we'll proceed to our eighth question. According to Mr. Anand, what is the most common yet crucial mistakes made by startups? Building uninteresting solutions, not checking feasibility of ideas, not talking to potential customers, and raising capital early on. Yes, your
So
votes.
option B, second one.
The third one,
Somebody said option B. Yes.
not
Others?
talking to potential customers.
Okay.
Not talking to potential customers.
Okay.
Not talking to potential customers.
Anyone else?
Sir, I think not checking feasibility of ideas.
Okay. और कोई? ठीक है. So people who have said not talking to potential customers, would you like to explain a bit? Anyone?
So if the feasibility of idea means again based on customers. So if customers like it, then they will take in that idea and they will invest in it. So we have to make sure that we have to make sure whether the ideas stay, whether the products stay in the market and customers keep on buying it.
See, what do you mean by feasibility of idea?
So feasibility meaning like um I don't know how to explain, but I know what it means.
See, this is at a certain level. Feasibility of idea is where you're trying to see whether your idea is feasible or not.
So,
Is it
can I
doable or not?
explain?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
The customer like it.
So, the feasibility of an idea means the capacity to which the idea can be accomplished.
Okay. So there can be many other attributes to it or parameters. Say, for example, you have made an idea and but that technology is not yet available, or that technology is available but that is available at a very high cost. Okay, so which means that the feasibility of idea is not very significant, so it might be feasible if you get that particular technology, or it might be feasible when you have that kind of funds with you, right? So then your feasibility becomes in a certain danger, right? So that is what they are talking about, the feasibility of ideas, how feasible it is. This is based on a certain example.
So
Now, yes.
by that, feasibility meaning sustainable in the market. No?
Sustainability and feasibility are different terms. They are not synonymous. See, sustainability of idea means that you have already a solution and you would want to float it. So sustainability means that you are getting, turnaround on your revenues. आपका काम चल रहा है, you are getting funded and you are surviving that thing. Feasibility is a little before that.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. So again, the answer is not talking to potential customers. So see, every question has a string attached to it. It is not about what you are having an understanding about it, but it is about what according to Mr. Anand. Okay. So now Mr. Anand is also a part of GDC. Based on his experience, he has said something. So again, content is important to be able to make the correct choice of answer. And yes, not talking to potential customers is very much prevalent. And they said that 90% of startups, not even 90, they even mentioned that 90 to 98% of startups fail because of this particular reason. Okay. So the correct answer is not talking to the potential customers.
Sir, I still
Yes.
feel not checking the feasibility of ideas is the right answer to this.
See, Vijay, again, we are not talking about your opinion or my personal opinion. The question has a particular context to it. Okay. If it was the question like, what is the most common crucial mistakes which you think are made by the startups? Okay. Then obviously you could have selected certain things. But here we are talking about a context. And the context is Mr. Anand, right? So based on his personal experience, based on his journey, he has said certain things which needs to be answered accordingly. Okay. So according to the module, evidence-based entrepreneurship, the essence of lean startup is not to guarantee success, but to, so there are four options to it: reduce the value of the company, reduce the odds of failure, reduce the odds of success, and reduce the startup problems. Yes. Anyone who
Reduce
has,
the startup problems.
okay.
Reduce the startup problems.
Reduce startup problems.
Sir,
Option.
second option, sir.
The second option.
Anyone else? Okay. So people who said reduce the startup problems, would you like to explain? Just your thought process.
Well,
Why do you
like,
think? Yes.
so I mean, if you say that you reduce the odds of failures, I mean, for that first you need to reduce the amount of problems you are having at the start. So I think reducing the startup problems will be you know will start the chain where you are will start your chain reaction towards success. I believe.
Okay. Anyone else?
Based on the evidence, the entrepreneur might get the solution to the problems that they might face in their startup. So it may reduce the problems.
Sorry. Can you please repeat your statement once again?
The evidence which are based, the entrepreneur is starting based on the evidence that he have. So if he have that evidence process, and he will get a solution only to a problem. So he will reduce. So it will reduce the startup problems.
Okay, okay. See, to answer this question, one needs to understand the essence of lean startup. Okay, so when you go through the content, you'll understand, what lean startup is, which basically links to your evidence-based research. Sorry, evidence-based entrepreneurship, which means that you are basically trying to reach out to your potential customers, right? Everything is, basically interconnected. Now, even in this, there is one more step which is called agile, which is about sprinting, being very quick, trying and testing and failing, which is a step ahead to it. Okay. Now here they are asking about the essence of lean startup. So lean startup is a term which needs to be understood through the content which the GDC is mentioning. And they say that it is not about guaranteeing success, but to dash. Now, they are saying that the answer is reduce the odds of failure. Okay. In a way, they are trying to say that the lean startup mechanism does not guarantee you success. Okay, so they are not saying that if you follow this particular lean startup methodology, business model canvas you follow, you'll be very successful. That is not what they are saying. They are saying that the risk or probably the odds of failure will be reduced. So you might have a better probability of touching the success, but what they are trying to say is that they are trying to reduce the odds of failure. So probably the chances of failing will be reduced. They are not saying that you will be successful, but then they would reduce the chances of failures. So that is what they are trying to say. Okay. So we come to our very last question of this particular session, which is select the fundamental questions for any innovative startup to ask themselves and validate before moving to the next stage. According to Mr. Anand, as mentioned in module 1, select the fundamental questions for any innovative startup to ask themselves and validate before moving to the next stage. Okay. The options are who needs it and why? Can you deliver that value? Can you use it yourself? And can you make enough money?
So the second
First
option.
and first and third.
One by one, huh? First and third. Okay.
Second option, sir.
Which one?
The second option, can you deliver that value?
Okay.
First and second.
Sir, answer will be first and third from my perspective.
All right. All right. We will hear your perspective as well. What else?
The first and second.
First and second.
Sir, first, second, and fourth.
Fourth. All right. Interesting. Who else? Okay, so there are a few of you who mentioned, can you use it yourself? Let's try to understand from you. Uh, what do you understand by this? Anyone? Can you use it yourself? See, a majority of you have answered the first and second option, which is kind of correct only, but there is one more correct answer, which is can you make enough money? So there was only one person who said that. Can you please explain the one person who said can you make enough money?
Sir, I said that can you make enough
Yeah, yeah,
money
yeah.
because
Please.
from that lecture which I have attended, in that the three question was like first we have to know that who need it and why, so that we can represent our and think of the idea and can build a startup. And then the second question was can you deliver that value. So in a startup the important thing is the value that we need to be delivered. And then ultimately it is, can you make enough money? If you are not making enough money, then there is no concept to of that startup, because in some days we will also in we will not be able to get the profit. And so first of
Survival
all
will
we
be a
should be,
challenge. Yes, yes.
yeah, so first of all, it should be there. Our main motto should be making enough money, and so that it can help us to be the unicorn or to get success in our startup.
So I won't say main motto is to make money, but it is one of the mottos. Yes, you need to survive, and for survival, you need some money. So yes, you need to make good amount of money so that you are able to float, keep afloat. So the first one is who needs it and why, which again talks about the potential customers. The first option. The second option is, can you deliver that value? Now here he is talking about value, which means that he's saying that, are you able to fulfill the needs of the people, right? Based on, what problems they are facing, is your product solving those problems? Okay. He specifically mentioned that it is not about delivering the product. It's about delivering the value. Value is generated when, people are able to solve their problems, through it. They'll have a delight factor afterwards. Okay. And can you make enough money? As she rightly mentioned that, in order to survive, you need to have sufficient resources. For sufficient resources, you need to have sufficient money. So well done. Okay. So what's your good name?
Sir Aryashita.
Okay. Okay. So can I request you one thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are many learners who are facing this issue. So is it possible for you to share your screen? Are you attending by laptop or through system?
Sir, actually, I'm on my phone, so.
Acha, acha, acha. All right. All right. Uh, Jay has raised hand. Yes, Jay. Jay, you may ask your question if you have any. Okay. So what I'll do is, let me share my screen and I will show you how the content is made visible. Uh, okay. All right. So this is the website, online courses at NPTEL. Okay. The moment you log in, you need to log in through your email ID, the registered mail ID. And if you click my courses here, you will see all the courses which you have uh, registered for. Okay. So under the upcoming and ongoing section, you can see understanding incubation and entrepreneurship. Okay. And if you have already done a few courses, you might be able to see those courses. Okay. So there are two heads. Okay. So when you go to this course, on the left hand side, you see this band. Okay. Week 0. So when you click on week 0, there is an assignment. Okay. This is an assignment which was already floated. If you have not opted, you need to fill these and check your right answers. All right. Week 0 assignment. I hope, has anyone done it? Week 0 assignment? Any one of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good, good, good. So many of you have done it. Nice, nice. Okay. So this is week 0 assignment. Now coming on to week 1. So when you click on week 1 here, it says module description. Okay. Here you will understand a brief write-up about the Gopal Krishna Deshpande Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. And the videos will be available in lecture 1. So wherever there is a lecture, they will mention lecture 1. Okay. And this is the video. Okay. So if you play it here, it is almost a 1 hour video. It's a 1 hour video where they are talking about the entire aspects, you know, This is what they're talking about, pre-incubation and incubation. Okay, these are the various steps, lab to market. So all the terms, all the your queries will be understood. This is Mr. Anand. He is talking about based on his experience, how why startups fail, what is meant by disruptive, you know. So you'll go through the content and you'll understand that all the questions are very easy to understand. Okay. And they will be explaining you through examples, so it will be much more easier for you to understand. And that's the concept of these sessions. See, the thing is that uh, it's like you opt for a subject and the teacher teaches you. So that teaching is happening through lecture one, lecture two. Once you have got the content, if you have any queries, then it's you get your practice test. So what I am conducting today is more like a practice test wherein we can revise the content and we can prepare you for your final examination. Okay, that's how the content is. So all of you need to go through these lectures, and then there is this, sorry, additional learning materials, which means that what are the things which can be used for added learning. So this is the TED talk which I was referring to. Okay, you need to go through that as well to understand more about it. And then there is your week one assignment. So this is the assignment. The due date is 9th of August, which you need to fill. And then there is a weekly feedback session, and you can download the videos. So in case your internet is a problem, or there are challenges, what you can do is, since many of you are from the same college, maybe one of you can download it and share it with everyone, or even through this link you can download it and you can listen it at your time of convenience. Okay, that will also be helpful for you. Okay. So those who had questions about how to access the content, see, let me once again repeat, all these lectures are present in this particular portal. Every week they'll be sharing new lectures. Every week there will be new set of assignments. You need to go through the content in order to be able to attempt the assignments. Okay, it will require an understanding of what the content is. Then only you'll be able to address those assignments. Yes, Anisha, you have any question?
No, no, sorry.
Okay, okay. So we are kind of concluding to our session. If there are any questions still left, we can discuss them. We have around 7 minutes left. Anybody who has any questions or queries with respect to the content, how to access it, what to do, या अभी कोई ऐसा है जिसको अभी भी नहीं समझ में आया है?
Uh, Abhishek, well, I have one question that is related to the actually my some basic questions, not about the course, but the basic question is that I'm in to entrepreneur journey, but as a teacher, how it can be help to make a network. मतलब मेरे को भी जो प्रॉब्लम भी हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं ना तो वी आर लैकिंग सम रिसर्च पार्टनर सॉरी नॉलेज पार्टनर वी आर लैकिंग इन आवर टीम so I'm looking for that kind of collaboration work, and that's why I have joined this course too. So what do you think it is my the that objective can be fulfilled?
Sir, maybe the content which are floated afterwards, the weekly content, maybe they talk about it. Although in the present content, they have talked about the importance of collaborations and partnerships. But essentially, in this week's content, they have not talked about how to build a network, or how to identify the right player to be onboarded into your team. Okay, so generally what happens is that centers like this, like GDC, and there are many other, there is a business incubator centers, even those centers also provide this kind of help in terms of aiding to their startups. So say for example, in many of the IITs, probably all the IITs have certain incubator or a business incubator cell, wherein what they do is they incubate the startups as well as they help them grow. So when they in terms of growing them, they will be able to, connect with the right people, the right platform. So one suggestion could be that you might try to explore these incubators which are present within the institutions. That might help you, or you may also reach out to GDC, the center which they are talking about. Maybe they'll also help you in this particular case. Week-wise content probably that will be unfolded one by one. So maybe we are able to see, whether they kind of offer, what are the websites or platforms through which we can uh, make probable choice of our members. So that we will see.
Okay, okay, thanks. Actually, one more point I need to explore that we are at the TRL 4 right now, and we have received the patent grant, but
Mhm.
TRL 3 and TRL 4, we have already bootstrapped, and we have all that cash burns. So basically,
Right.
not funding is the secondary, but whatever the problem we have solved, the government have recently that posted that problem in Smart India Hackathon, and we have already started work before 3 years back.
Nice. Nice.
So basically, I'm searching from last 1 year, and I
Mhm.
have tried to apply so many places, but whatever the reason, I am not able to getting the link. But I'm still searching that various things, and I'm learning so many things, and that's why I ask you the simple question. Thank you very much, Abhishek. It was very nice session, and I really appreciate the way the lecture is content is delivered till date.
Thank you,
I'm
sir. And
really
I
appreciate.
really
Thank you.
appreciate that you are also here. And I think we can all learn from your experiences as well. So you mentioned that you are at a certain stage, you have also got a patent. So I would suggest Kane, you please be there in our future sessions and please guide us all in
Yeah,
this.
sure. I will be trying to continue this course also, because in the first lecture I learned so many things. That's
Great,
why
sir. Great.
I feel that I have to attend this video session.
Great, sir. Great. Also, sir, there is something called Tides in IIT Roorkee. Maybe if you have time sometime, you can try to explore. Uh, So it might be of help. Whenever you get time, you may please explore TIDES, tides.
TIDES, tights. Okay. Let me check it, and we can discuss in the next session also.
Sure, sir. Sure,
Okay.
sure, sure.
Yeah.
Great, sir.
Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay. So probably we can conclude. If there is any other doubt or any question, we can address it now. Anyone?
So I was just wondering if the week zero assignment is compulsory to submit or not.
See, week zero assignment, I think there is nothing bad in trying to attempt it. It will take hardly 5 minutes of yours. And the thing is that it does not require a pre-knowledge to it. Okay. So for example, week one assignment will be based on the content of week one. But week zero
Okay.
assignment is like a preview. Okay. So it will try to make you comfortable with the questions. So there is nothing bad in attempting it. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I would suggest you
Thank
go
you.
through it and you attempt it. And I think you would be having time as well to attempt it. So it can be attempted. That should not be a problem.
So actually, while you were talking to professor, I just completed it
Hmm.
and just a click to submit. So just ask if it
Ah,
is compulsory or not.
so you have already done it, huh?
Yes.
So yes, so those who have not done, see, it takes hardly 2 to 3 minutes to complete the assignment. So Creely has already done it. Very nice. Okay. So then let's close the session. Anybody else who has any doubt? Any question?
Sir, can you please arrange sessions like this in future also for more interactive learning?
Can you please?
Sir, I'm asking that can you please arrange, conduct these kind of meetings in future also for more learning and interactive learning, sir?
Okay, okay. Tagore, see, your name is Tagore?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Tagore, we will be meeting every week till 12 weeks. Okay. So this is just first of the meeting of the 12 weeks. Every week you will be getting that email reminder about problem solving session. Okay. So every Saturday, 5 to 7, we'll be meeting for the next 12 weeks. So don't worry about it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, so whichever doubts you have, queries you have, we'll be meeting it every week. I'll be posing certain questions. We'll be having discussions, and you might be, answering the right questions. Basically, we are doing this so that it helps you in attempting your assignment quizzes, because that will be counted in the final marks. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. So thank you all. Thank you for being participant and participating actively. Let's hope to see more frequent interactions. So we'll meet next week at 5 o'clock Saturday. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Namaste.